So guys, what if Naruto had special training with Ino? Naruto X Ino, movie. Naruto and his group were walking back to Konoha after finishing their mission in Wave Country. They had stopped for a break in the forest to rest a little. Kakashi had decided to talk to Naruto about something, so he walked over to him and started to talk with him. Naruto, I need to have a word with you, Kakashi said in a stern voice. Eh? What is it, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked in a confused tone. Naruto, you're too flashy. A ninja prides himself on stealth. You not only make your appearance known to the enemy when you appear, but the color you wear just screams "Here I am, kill me." You need to tone down, Kakashi said in a semi-upset yet earnest tone. But Kakashi-sensei, if I don't wear bright colors I won't stand out, he said in a pleading type of way. Kakashi didn't look to be fazed by Naruto's interjection. Fine Naruto, if you wish to get killed because you would rather make an impressionable appearance, be my guest. At this, Kakashi walked over and started to talk to Sasuke about learning a new fire jutsu. Naruto started to think about what Kakashi had just said. It made sense, but it just wasn't him to change his appearance just like that. They started their journey again and it took a couple of hours to get back to Konoha. When they got back, Kakashi said that he would turn in the mission report and gave them the rest of the day off. Naruto thought that now would be a good time to try and get Sakura to go out with him. Hey Sakura-chan. Sakura turned to look at her ever so annoying teammate. What do you want? I am busy. Sakura yelled. Well, I just thought that since Kakashi-sensei gave us the rest of the day off we could go get something to eat, Naruto said in a pleading voice. Why in hell would I want to spend my free time with you? Sakura yelled once again and didn't wait for Naruto to say anything and ran off to catch up with Sasuke. Naruto decided he was going to spend the rest of his day at home. Naruto awoke to his alarm going off. He wasn't in all that good of a mood and he hasn't been since he got back from the Wave Country. He got out of bed nonetheless and made his way to his closet to get something to wear. What should I wear? Thought Naruto as he looked into his closet. As he looked in, all he saw were all his orange jumpsuits. He remembered something Kakashi had said to him the day before. PSSH, Kakashi-sensei only cares about Sasuke. Naruto said sadly, of course he wouldn't care if I died on a mission. With that said, Naruto got all his jumpsuits together and threw them in his trash, then scavenged through his clothes looking for something else to wear. He found a pair of black pants and a black muscle shirt and put them on. He looked in the mirror and was a little dissatisfied, so he looked around some more and found a dark red vest and put it on. As he continued through his apartment he ended up cleaning it completely and found some sunglasses, so he put them on. There, now that I am in dark colors, maybe Kakashi-sen's. Naruto cut himself off when he thought of something. Since he doesn't want to teach me anything, he's not that good of a sensei. Well, if Kakashi-san doesn't want to teach me anything, I'll learn by myself. With that said, Naruto put on a pair of black boots and went to the bridge where Team 7 usually meets. At the bridge, as Naruto walked up to the bridge, he saw Sakura trying to get a date out of everyone's favorite Uchiha. Yeah right. Maybe I should talk to Sakura-chan. Then Naruto thought of something. She doesn't care about me, she doesn't even acknowledge me, thought Naruto with a look of gloom on his face. Naruto decided to just find a spot, stay there and be quiet. As he looked he realized that the two of them hadn't even acknowledged the fact that he was there. I guess it doesn't matter if they know I am here or not, thought Naruto. Sakura had stopped bothering Sasuke and sat down for some rest while waiting for Kakashi, while Sasuke was in his own little world thinking about what his brother did and how he will pay. About 2 hours later Kakashi appeared and greeted the group. Yo, said Kakashi in his usual tone. You're late. Could be heard throughout Konoha. But Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura realized something. Sakura was the only one who said it, which was unusual to say the least, because Naruto would say it with Sakura and make it even louder. When the three looked around for Naruto they were shocked by what they saw. What's happened to Naruto? Is the only thing that came to mind when they caught sight of Naruto, who was leaning up against a tree with his eyes closed. Their eyes widened at what they saw him wearing. All the vibrant color they were used to suddenly changed to a blood-red vest, a black muscle shirt, a pair of black jeans, a pair of boots, and sunglasses. Naruto, what happened? Sakura seemed to get out, still a little dumbstruck. Naruto lifted his head up to see all three staring at him with wide eyes and mouths hanging open. Everything is fine. Why is something the matter? Naruto said with no emotion, just loud enough to be heard, which just made the three worry more. Well, you look different. Why the sudden change? Sakura said, still the only one to speak. Naruto contemplated this question and decided to just say something and get it over with. Well, Sakura-chan. This shot everyone back because this is something they had never heard before. His voice had been void of emotion and was a nice low tone. I decided it was time for a change, so I found these clothes lying around my house and decided to wear them instead of my normal jumpsuit, Naruto said, still emotionless and unmoved. What the heck, Naruto would never give up his jumpsuit, it's what makes him, thought Kakashi. Finally the Dobi decides to change, thought Sasuke. I wonder what's wrong with Naruto, he seems a little upset or mad, thought Sakura a little distraught. Well everyone, we have a mission to do, so let's get to it, Kakashi said a little nervously. Naruto changed overnight. I am going to have to report this to Hokage-sama. After that thought the team did their assigned mission, and to their surprise Naruto didn't foul up once. After the mission Naruto started walking to a store to buy some new clothes since he trashed all of his. After walking a little ways Naruto noticed a box following him. I don't need this right now, Naruto thought. Konohamaru, come out from underneath the box please, Naruto said in disapproving tone. Aha, just as I thought, from my rival for Hokage, said Konohamaru in a cheery mood. I am busy right now, I have to go shopping. What do you want? Said in a cold manner. Naruto ni-san, you said you would play ninja with us today, said Moegi in a tone that was way too cute to ignore and with puppy dog eyes to match. Damn it, I hate it when she does that. Well, might as well help get them trained, Naruto thought. Okay, here's what we're going to do, you guys run and use stealth to try and evade me. I'll give you guys a little head start so you'll last longer. How does that sound? Ha, that's too easy, you'll never get us, said Konohamaru, and with that they started to run. But when they got around the corner Naruto heard Moegi scream, so he ran to them as fast as he could. When he rounded the corner he saw a guy and girl standing there. The guy was holding Konohamaru by his scarf. That hurt, you little brat, said the guy holding the little one. I'll make you pay for hitting me. Let him go, Kankuro, we don't want to get in trouble once we get here, do we? The girl spoke in I don't want to get in trouble tone. He needs to learn not to mess with people who are bigger than him, Tamari, Kankuro said in a displeasing tone. You should put him down immediately. Naruto finally spoke out. Everyone looked. You don't want to get hurt, do you? Ha, who's going to stop me? You? I doubt you even have the gall to step up to me, Kankuro said with a smirk. Even if he does have it in him, I'll just get him in my chakra strings. He's planning something. But I'll just do what Kakashi-san did to me. With that Tamari and Kankuro heard a puff and Kankuro was uppercutted by Naruto. Tamari looked back and saw Naruto standing in the same place with the exception that a shocked Konohamaru was standing right next to him. Then she looked where Kankuro was standing moments ago to see another Naruto there. How in the hell, what kind of bunchin is that? Thought a very shocked Tamari. While you're visiting other villages that aren't your own, you should fight people who are stronger than you. With that Naruto's clone threw a kunai at a tree near them only to have it deflected by sand. No point in hiding, come out, Naruto said in an angry tone that sent chills down everyone's back, and then Gaara stepped out a little shocked, but hid it with a cold exterior. Konohamaru, you, Moegi and Udon, get out of here now, Naruto continued in his fierce voice as he released his clone. It didn't take the three of them long to get out of there. Naruto turned back to the sand trio and started walking towards them. Tamari instantly grabbed her fan ready to defend herself only to once again be shocked as Naruto casually walked past the three. This time the shock on Gaara's face could be seen a mile away while Kankuro was deathly afraid of Naruto. The tension among the three of them disappeared as Naruto walked around a corner. This incident didn't go unnoticed by an old man with a crystal ball, but even he was shocked with what Naruto did. I've never seen anyone combine the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu and the Kawarimi no Jutsu together at once. Naruto is getting quite interesting, thought the old man. Naruto arrived at his destination to get new clothes and other items to increase his ninja skills. When he walked in he noticed the cold stares, but he just brushed them off. His first objective was scrolls and books. Since he was going to train himself he needed the proper information. He picked out a bunch of promising scrolls and came to a book called The Forge. He opened it up to find in detail how to create many different types of weapons. Figuring that it could be useful, Naruto decided to get it. Naruto then looked at the clothes and grabbed things that looked like they could go well together. He then took what he wanted and went to pay for them when he spotted something that could be extremely useful. How much for that? Naruto asked. The cashier looked to see where the boy was pointing and scoffed. Naruto was pointing at a nice-looking sword. The sheath was blood red and the hilt was engraved with flame. The cashier told Naruto the price, which was quite expensive. Fine, I'll take all of these. He placed what he grabbed on the counter, and I'll also take the sword. The cashier was a little thrown back. The boy in front of him asked for something that pricey, but nonetheless he grabbed the sword and placed it on the counter. The cashier figured the boy was just messing with him and wouldn't be able to pay. To the cashier's surprise, Naruto pulled out a large amount of money and paid the man exactly what he owed him, and then put all the stuff into a bag he had also purchased, and then he went home. When Naruto got home he decided he wanted to train a bit. But first he had to alter some of the things he got. He grabbed a vest and then some weighted metal and configured the vest to hold the metal. Then he grabbed some knee pads and elbow pads and did the same. He grabbed some newly acquired clothes and put them on as well as the vest and the pads. He struggled to get up, but when he looked in the mirror he was a little shocked at his appearance. He stood there with his sunglasses on, he wore black ninja boots and black jeans. The weighted pads were placed under the pants as to not be seen. He wore a black tank top that could barely be seen because of the weighted vest, which was dark red verging black. You could see the upper part of his chest where neither the shirt nor the vest reached. If worn on a woman her cleavage would be shown immediately. He wore the elbow pads on his elbows and he wore black gloves with a piece of metal on them just like Kakashi. His pants weren't sitting right, so he decided to take his forehead protector and use it as a belt, so now it looks like he's wearing a belt with the symbol for Konoha as a buckle. He decided he should start his training by getting used to the weights. He figured he'd be a lot slower, so he left his house after strapping a pouch onto his side. He doesn't have his kunai holder on and the pouch he put on is like the one Kakashi gets his book from. Naruto found it extremely difficult to move in his new weights as he walked through the forest to get to a training area. When he finally arrived at one, he looked around to make sure no one was there and sat down to take a 5-minute break. After he was rested enough to start his self-taught training, he got up and started to run around the training area to, of course, increase his speed and maneuverability. He was also trying to get a good grasp on how fast he could go and getting his endurance as high as he could so he can go really fast for long periods of time. He figured it would be best not to use chakra to help him, so his muscles became stronger instead of his chakra just giving him the speed he desired. Naruto took a break after running around for half an hour. His muscles ached like hell and he was extremely tired. He then decided to contemplate something. Mizuki said, "The fox Yukai was sealed inside me, and when I was in Wave Country fighting Haku I could feel such an incredible strength. That wasn't mine. It must have been the Yukai's. I wonder if it can give me such immense power. Can I communicate with it?" Thought Naruto while unaware he was being watched by an old man. Naruto is becoming interesting indeed, using weights to increase his abilities, and now he's meditating. I've never seen him meditate before, thought an old man from within the trees. Naruto opened his eyes to see that he wasn't in the forest anymore but in a cold dark hallway. I wonder where I am. He started walking down the hallway to a passage that had an unnatural aura in it. This must be my destination. He walked into the huge room to see a large cage with a flimsy looking seal on it. He could also feel the demonic presence in the room. Who dares to disturb my rest? Since I am still sealed, it must be the brat that I am bound to for all eternity, said the Grand Fox in an evil sadistic way. It would assume so. So you're the Grand Fox Yukai everyone's afraid of. I see, Naruto said calmly while sizing the fox up. You don't seem scared of me, boy. Why don't you show me that gall of yours and step closer to me? The fox said in a mockingly way. To the fox's surprise, Naruto started walking forward and stopped a few feet away from the cage. The fox thought it smart to show superiority to the boy and thrust his claw at the boy. He was completely and utterly shocked that his claws stopped a mere inch away from the boy's face and he didn't even flinch. Well, fox, since we're stuck together might as well know each other. I am Uzumaki Naruto and you, said Naruto in his nice calm manner. I am the greatest of all Yukai. I am the Kyuubi. Kyuubi said in proud way. Hey, this kid is brave, I might get to like him. So why have you come to my humble abode? I just wanted to see if it was possible to communicate, said Naruto as he shrugged. Well, seeing as you decided to train yourself and you gained the ability to talk to me, I'll help you train when you want. I also suggest that you not only train your body, but also your mind, Kyuubi said, a little proud of the boy. Thanks. But what can I do to train my mind? Asked Naruto a little confused. Well, you'll need to read some stuff. You're going to want a better overall knowledge. Since I've been around for a long time, I'll teach you. And you should also take up shogi. It will help you become a better strategist. If the greatest fox is within you, you should be just as cunning as a fox should be, my little kit, so you should stop acting stupid. It defiles us both, said Kyuubi reassuringly. Alright. I guess I should get back to training now. Bye, Kyuubi-sensei. Naruto started to walk out of the room. Hey, that kid could become as great as I. While Naruto was resting, 3 figures approached the area and semi-hid behind bushes. 2 of the figures wore cloaks while the third wore a towel on his head. You guys didn't say I should bring my cloak, whispered the toweled figure. One of the cloaked figures was standing with his arms crossed while the other crouched out of sight. The toweled figure was holding a bush in front of his face while standing, so his bottom half was showing. Naruto awoke and started his training, but this time realized he was being watched by 4 figures and stopped his training. He looked up in the trees at the old man. He noticed no point in hiding. Thought the old man has jumped out of the tree. Naruto then looked at the last 3. Do you think he can see us? said the toweled figure loud enough for everyone to hear. Naruto just stared at the one who made that comment. I assume that he has, said the crouching figure as she got up, waved and started leaving. The other cloaked figure merely gestured his fingers in a sort of wave while his arms were crossed and merely vanished, and the third figure started backing away ever so slowly, and when he got 5 feet he turned and mad dashed out of there. Okay, a weird bunch that was, the two remaining thought in unison. So should NTU be training with the rest of your team instead of by yourself? Asked the Hokage. Well, I would train with them if Sakura wasn't always swooning over Sasuke and Kakashi-san wasn't putting Sasuke ahead of me. This way I can make sure that I control the training so there isn't a problem, he said in dishearteningly tone of voice. I see. Well, make sure you still go to your team meetings and don't overwork yourself, said the Hokage as he left. Naruto started training again after the Hokage left. After about 3 hours of this he was thoroughly tired and hungry, so he headed to get something to eat. Yo. Little kid, you should try eating something besides ramen, you need more nutrients, Kyuubi said. Like what? Ramen is good and the people at Ichiraku are nice to me. Naruto asked. Meat? Try fish, it's good, and you don't have to give up ramen, you should just have a different eating habit, like have your ramen at lunch and an actual meal for dinner, Kyuubi said. Fine, I guess. And Naruto came to a restaurant and got some evil glares when a waitress came to get his order. When he got his food he ate it silently, aware of all the glares. After he was done he placed a tip and paid his bill and then left. Might as well be nice to them even though they weren't to me. When he exited the building he saw a pink hair girl and a boy with onyx hair walk up to him. Naruto, Sakura said, we've been looking for you, she said as she stopped in front of Naruto. And what do you two want? Naruto asked unemotionally. I wonder what they would want, he thought. It doesn't matter, just hurry up home, I have something to teach you, said Kyuubi. We wanted to ask if you were okay, you were acting different today, she asked a little concerned. Yeah, what happened, Dobi? Sasuke asked inconsiderately. Bah, I am not a Dobi. Just wait, Sasuke, I'll show you who's better, thought Naruto a little angry. Well, Sasuke, Sakura-chan, Naruto said, I really don't have to tell you anything about what's happened to me, do I? Before Sasuke or Sakura could respond to Naruto, the Sand Trio walked up to the group. It's you three again, I am not in the mood. I have other stuff to attend to. This shocked the three. No one has ever talked this way to them. Sakura just looked at the three newcomers and Sasuke sized them up. Hello, my brother Gaara wanted to speak to you about earlier, Temari said, still a little shaken. Anyo, excuse me, but foreigners need to have prior notice to be here, so what are you doing here? Sakura asked. We're here for the Chunin exams and we're wondering if you were going to be in it. Gaara spoke, looking at Naruto. I don't know, I didn't know about it until now, so probably not, Naruto said before he turned to the sky. It's kinda late. I'll be going home now. Sakura had a frown on her face. Naruto turned to Sakura and Sasuke. Tell Kakashi-san that if he gets there before me I'll be training elsewhere. I'll still be there, I'll just be late. If he wants me he can find me. With that Naruto simply walked off. Sasuke and Sakura were simply shocked they didn't even notice the Sand Trio leave. Naruto was walking in silence. He felt so tired, the weights were getting to him pretty bad since he had worn them all day. Yo. Kit, hurry home and don't think of taking those weights off, you should only take them off when you shower and change, got it? Kyuubi practically yelled at him. Yeah, fine, I got it. With that Naruto headed to his apartment at a better pace. When he got to his apartment he got ready for bed. After he was done he heard the voice of his new teacher. It's time I gave you something. Like what? He asked. I am going to improve your senses. Okay, I guess. Is all, Naruto said as pain shot through his eyes, ears, and nose. As the pain stopped he noticed the change immediately. When he looked in a mirror he saw his pupils elongated into slits and his ears seemed to sharpen at the top. If you play D&D it would look like a half-elf's ears. And now since I did that to your eyes you can activate a new eye ability that lets you see your opponent's attacks better, like the Uchiha's Sharingan, only it can't copy ninjutsu or genjutsu, but you will be able to copy taijutsu. How do I get it to work? Just pour chakra into your eyes and it should activate. The more chakra you put in the better it works. There is a limit to how much chakra you use. It will become more and more as you use it. I suggest that you have it activated all day every day so it improves faster. Naruto did as he was told and the world seemed to slow down. When he looked in the mirror he saw red eyes where his blue ones should be. Thanks, Kyuubi-sensei. Naruto deactivated his eyes and laid down to go to bed and he promptly fell asleep. Okay, here's how it works. Since we can communicate, I'll be teaching you while you sleep so that way you can train during the day and learn at night, okay? Asked Kyuubi. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Okay, your night teaching will go as followed. I will work on your will, then I will teach you. With a good will you will be able to see through genjutsu and outlast most people in interrogations, Kyuubi said matter-of-factly. and then their night training started and ended when Naruto woke up. He cooked himself some breakfast and got ready to go. When he was ready, he glanced about the room and grabbed his book and sunglasses. He promptly put them on and started reading his book as he headed out. He got to his training area and put his book away and looked around. He was the only one there, so he activated his new eyes from behind his glasses. The world seemed to slow down, and then he started his training. He decided that instead of running around just his training area, he was going to run around the entirety of Konoha. After about halfway around Konoha, Kakashi appeared in front of Naruto and he looked quite upset. "What are you doing? We have a meeting, remember?" Kakashi said, obviously irritated. "I was getting some training in before our meeting actually started. I didn't expect you to be on time today," he said, a little annoyed. Kakashi looked a little proud that his student took the initiative to train while he waited. "Well, come on, we're gonna go train at our usual spot." Naruto kept up with his desired training and ran to the training spot, followed by Kakashi. Naruto looks worn out and he's running a little sluggish, and what's with his ears? Thought Kakashi. Team 10 Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru were waiting for Asuma. Choji's was eating a bag of potato chips, Shikamaru was playing a game of shogi by himself, and Ino was impatiently waiting and shifting uncontrollably. "Why do you do that? It is so troublesome and distracting," replied Shikamaru, not looking up from his game. Ino looked at him indignantly. He looked up to see a raging Ino. "Well, if you wouldn't play those stupid old man games and do something with me, I wouldn't. And you, if you wouldn't stuff your face all the time, it would be a hell of a lot better," Ino yelled out. Both boys cringed when they heard Ino and saw the murderous intent. Shikamaru sighed and said, "Ino, you're being troublesome," and he immediately regretted those words because Ino ran and grabbed his shogi board and broke it over his head and started strangling him. Asuma came up and looked at the two. Shikamaru was turning blue and Ino turned completely evil. Asuma looked over at Choji and then Choji said something that changed Ino. "I don't think guys will like you if you do things like this." Ino slowly turned her head around ever so slowly and the look on her face turned the two guys white as hell. She then creaked a smile, an evil you will pay smile. And then she released Shikamaru, who already looked dead. She ran at Choji and he closed his eyes waiting for pain. What he felt was a million times worse. He couldn't feel his precious snacks. When he opened his eyes he saw her sitting down and was eating his chips. When he went to get them back she smacked his hand away. After a few attempts to free his chips he gave up and sat next to Shikamaru. Ino was eating Choji's chips when she glared at Asuma. He quivered under her gaze. "I should start before I am the next target." "Well, I guess you guys should know I recommended you for the Chunin exams," Asuma said, and Ino had stopped eating Choji's chips and had her mouth hung open. "How troublesome," thought Shikamaru, and Choji also looked a little shocked. "I should think of something to get them into it. I wouldn't want Kakashi to throw this in my face," Asuma thought. "Aha, perfect. And also you all should know that all the other rookies will be participating, especially Sasuke," Asuma said proudly as he saw Ino's face change into determination. "Also you have to take the test as a team, so might I recommend a team leader." "Alright. This is my chance to show up, forehead girl, and get Sasuke-kun, and you two better not ruin this for me." Ino grabbed the 3 slips out of Asuma's hand and grabbed her teammates and rushed off to train. Shikamaru muttered something that sounded awfully like troublesome. Team 8 Kurenai was waiting for her team to arrive. Hinata, Kiba, and Shino were walking to their team's training area. To be more specific, Hinata and Shino were walking. Kiba and Akamaru were running every which way, chasing each other. When they arrived at the training area they saw their sensei leaning on a tree waiting for them. Kurenai looked up as her team arrived. Hinata and Shino were walking casually while Kiba and Akamaru were jumping tree to tree frantically. "Hello. I have something to tell you guys," Kurenai said as she pulled out 3 slips of paper and handed them to the 3 genin. "These are recommendations for the Chunin exams," she said as she looked at her students' reactions. Kiba was obviously excited. Hinata was pretty fearful and Shino was, well, she couldn't tell what he was thinking. "Anyo, are we ready for this?" Hinata said, obviously worried about the exams. Kurenai was gonna say something until Shino broke his usual quietness. "I am sure that Kurenai-sensei wouldn't nominate us unless she was sure we were ready," he said as he put his paper in a pocket. "Of course we're ready, this will be awesome, Akamaru, and I will show everyone that we are the best," Kiba said as Akamaru barked in agreement. "Come on Shino, let's go train. When will it be, Kurenai-sensei?" "It will be in 6 days, Bu." Kurenai couldn't finish as Kiba ran out after she said when it was. Shino started to follow Kiba, and Hinata just stayed still, almost on the verge of tears. Kurenai sighed and said, "Hinata-chan, you should train also. I don't think they will let you back down." Hinata just nodded and walked to the training post and started attacking it with an open fist. "I am sorry Hinata-chan, I have to go. If you see Kiba and Shino again, tell them it's free training for the rest of the time and to meet at the academy." Hinata just nodded, obviously feeling left out. Kurenai jumped into the trees and just vanished. Team 7, I wonder where Kakashi-sensei is. He said that he was going to get Naruto so we can all train together, Sakura said. Sasuke looked extremely annoyed. That Dobi is wasting my time. Kakashi and I could have been working on that jutsu Kakashi's been teaching me, he said in a cold I am gonna kill you tone. Hey Sasuke-kun, why don't you train on teamwork with me and Naruto? If we all are going to go to the Chunin exams we should try and work together, she said in a sing-song voice. I don't need teamwork, you two will just end up slowing me down, he said in his cold tone. Just then Naruto came into view followed by Kakashi. Naruto had heard what Sasuke had just said, but didn't want to say anything, and although he was very tired from his run he hid it quite nicely. It was as if it was the easiest thing in the world. Kakashi pulled out a slip of paper and handed it to Naruto. I've recommended you for the Chunin exams, it's your choice if you want to go or not, it's in 6 days so you should all train as hard as you can, he said, and also every team has a captain, we haven't chosen one yet so we should decide that now. Kakashi looked around. Sakura will say Sasuke, Naruto will say himself, and Sasuke will say himself with 2 votes. I'll just give it to Sasuke. I think Sasuke-kun should be it since he's the strongest, Sakura said while blushing. Yeah, and Naruto better not disagree with that, inner Sakura screamed. It should obviously be me, Sasuke said in a cold tone. Kakashi was going to announce that Sasuke would be their team leader, but Naruto spoke first. It should be Sakura, he said indifferently. Sakura's the smartest and that's what we need over power. Sakura shook her head at this and said. No, Sasuke-kun is much smarter than I, hell yeah, and don't forget it. Naruto just shrugged. Well, it's 2-1, so when I am not around Sasuke is in charge, got it? Everyone nodded. Good, now we're going to start training. Naruto, you should work on your chakra control, and Sakura, you should work on your reserve. Sasuke and I will be working on a new jutsu. With that, Kakashi left with Sasuke. Sakura started the tree climbing exercise and Naruto was going to start also, but the Kyuubi stopped him. I know a better method of gaining better control and you'll get a new jutsu also. Alright, if it will help, Naruto said in his head. Sakura looked at him confused, but brushed it off and started working again. What you need to do is concentrate chakra to your hand and put as much as you can and then compress it. It'll create a fire in your hand and you'll only be able to sustain it as long as you can maintain control over it. The fire will fluctuate, so that's where your control will need to come from. It's quite difficult, but if you can manage it, you'll never have problems with control again. Also, since it consumes a lot more chakra than that petty tree climbing exercise, your reserves will start to grow more. Kyuubi stated in a teacher tone. Thanks. But why are you helping me anyways? It doesn't make sense. I thought you hated and wanted to destroy Konoha and now you're helping one of its residents. I'll be honest kid, I like you. You don't let anyone see that they're hurting you and you're willing to protect them even though they hate you. And furthermore, if I am going to be stuck in you for all eternity, you're gonna need to be strong. I don't want people thinking I am weak because my container is weak. Now then, let's stop this talking and get started. Naruto jumped out of sight so Sakura wouldn't see his new training, and then Naruto started his chakra control and found it was a hell of a lot harder than Kyuubi described. After a few hours, Naruto was able to maintain the fire for 20 seconds. When he heard people come to the practice area, he jumped down and saw Sakura was passed out due to exhaustion. Kakashi and Sasuke arrived at the training area just in time to see Naruto land gracefully on the ground. They looked over to see Sakura passed out by a tree and decided it was due to exhaustion. Hey Dobi, still can't stick to the tree I see, Sasuke said with a smirk. Kakashi walked over to Sakura and woke her up. Okay kid, this guy pisses even me off, so show him up. I'd say you could just merely walk up the tree without the run like the girl was doing. Okay, sounds good, Naruto thought. Actually Sasuke, I think I have improved greatly. I haven't fallen once, Naruto said with a smirk. It's not a lie. Ha, I bet I can get higher than you. Still, Sasuke gloated all high and mightily. Okay, prove it, pick a tree and we'll see who can get higher. I'll let you go first so you can set the bar, Naruto said, holding in the pleasure of watching Sasuke crumble. Sasuke chose a tree that you could see all the way to the top of. He pulled out a kunai and gathered chakra to his feet and ran as fast as he could to the tree and started going up it. He made it 3/4 the way up before he scratched the tree and started to fall, but recomposed himself and landed on his feet. Let's see you beat that, Sasuke said as he tossed his kunai at Naruto. Naruto caught it and walked his way to the tree. Aren't you even going to try? You haven't even gathered chakra. Sasuke let out a small laugh that didn't last long as Naruto got to the tree and started walking up it effortlessly. Kakashi had already awakened Sakura and they were watching this duel of egos. All three of their jaws dropped at Naruto's effortless action. He got to the point that Sasuke had left his slash and he looked down to see if Sasuke was still watching. After he was sure Sasuke was watching, he took a step above his mark and got closer to the tree. Instead of a slash, Naruto had written his name, and instead of hopping down he continued to the top of the tree. When he reached the top, he stuck the kunai in the tree, so the kunai was now the highest point of the tree. Naruto hopped down, and seeing that his comrades were speechless, he spoke first. "If you want your kunai back, you'll have to go and get it." Sasuke looked at Naruto and then back at the kunai, and then he said something. "TCH, so you've gained a little chakra control. It doesn't mean you're stronger than me, and it'll prove it. Let's go," Sasuke said as he got in a fighting position. Kakashi and Sakura had come to their senses and were gonna stop this, but Naruto said something before they could. "I am not gonna fight you since there isn't anything to gain out of it. Now I am hungry. Is our training session over?" Naruto asked solemnly. Kakashi finally said something. "Yeah, I guess you guys can go. We won't have training for the rest of the week, so you guys can relax and decide if you're going to take the exam or not." That was all Naruto needed, and he started walking away. When he was out of sight, Sasuke walked up to the tree and molded chakra to his feet and tried climbing the same way Naruto did. His foot just slid down as he tried to put his other foot up. "Your chakra control isn't good enough yet. Sakura, see if you can do it," Kakashi said. Sakura did as she was told and she fared better than Sasuke, but when she went for a fifth step she slid down. "I see, so now Naruto has the better chakra control of the group," he said and walked away in deep thought. Sakura looked ashamed because she was no longer the best at something in the group. Sasuke was pissed that Naruto had shown him up. With Naruto was walking to the bookstore because he just finished his book The Forge. He was given cold stares all the way there. When he got there, he looked around until he found a book about seals. He grabbed it and went and paid for it. He started reading it and headed for Ichiraku for his lunch. When he got there, he sat down and ordered a miso ramen and continued to read. "What are you reading?" Ayame asked in a cutesy voice. Naruto looked up from his book and realized both the old man and Ayame were looking at him. "It's a book on different kind of seals and how to make them. I figured it would be a good idea to learn these things," he said as he put the book on the counter and gave his full attention to Ayame and the old man. "You weren't here last night. We thought something happened to you. You never miss a meal," the old man said as he placed Naruto's ramen in front of him. "My new sensei told me that I need to eat more than ramen all the time, so now he only lets me eat it for lunch," Naruto said as he grabbed some chopsticks. "You have a new sensei? I thought once you get a Junin sensei, he or she becomes your sensei until you get promoted," Ayame asked a little confused. "Yeah, that's true, so I still have Kakashi as my official sensei, but I found someone better that's willing to help out more than Kakashi ever has," Naruto said casually as he started eating. "I see, well, that's good for you. Most people aren't able to find a suitable sensei, they just get stuck with what's given to them and then everyone on the team is just miserable," the Hokage said, startling the three out of their conversation. "I'll have a pork ramen please," he said. "Hi Hokage-sama," the old man said, then turned around and started working on the Hokage's ramen. "Hokage-sama, it's a rarity to see you here," Ayame said, surprised. "Ah well, it was boring being cramped in that office of mine all day, so I decided to come out for lunch," the Hokage said as the old man finished making his ramen. "So Naruto, who is this new sensei of yours?" the Hokage asked, interested in this sensei he received. Naruto finished his bowl of ramen and ordered another. "He told me not to tell anyone or he would get in trouble for taking on a pupil without authorization," Naruto lied. "Thank God Kyuubi sensei's been teaching me, or I would not have never been able to come up with that." The Hokage looked at him for a second before he decided he was right. "Well, that's true, so as long as you don't interrupt his actual duties there shouldn't be a problem," Hokage said, then realized something else to ask. "I also heard from Kakashi that you're able to walk up a tree easily now." It was meant to be a statement, but sounded like a question. "Yeah, my new sensei taught me better chakra control, something Kakashi didn't go into full detail on," Naruto said as the Konohamaru Corps came up to them. "Hey Konohamaru, what are you here for?" "Naruto Ni-chan, thanks for helping me out yesterday," Konohamaru said as he, Udon, and Moegi bowed. Hey, it was no problem, but we didn't get to finish what we were doing yesterday," Naruto said and then looked at the Hokage. "Hey Hokage-sama, why weren't we taught better chakra control in the academy?" "Well, we didn't want to push you with both academics and stuff like that. The academy is to learn the basics and afterwards your Junin instructor will teach you more of the advanced things," the Hokage said all-knowingly. "Is it against the rules to teach that kind of stuff though?" Naruto asked. The Hokage caught on to what Naruto was really asking and looked at the three ninja hopefuls and back at Naruto and shook his head. "It's not against any rules to be trained outside of the academy. Actually, it would probably increase their chances for succeeding in the genin test," Although I wouldn't suggest teaching Junin ranked moves like the Cage Bunshin no Jutsu to academy students. Naruto caught the hint. He finished up his ramen, paid for it, and got up. Alright, come on Konohamaru core, I have something to show you. Bye Hokage-sama, Ramen Man, and Ayame-chan. Ayame blushed a little as Naruto waved and ran off with Konohamaru and the others. Naruto and the Konohamaru Corps arrived in the forest to start playing ninja. Okay guys, here's what we're going to do today. I am gonna teach you to climb a tree without your hands, Naruto said and looked at their awe-stricken faces. Leader, can you really do that? Moegi asked with stars all over her eyes. Of course I wouldn't tell you I'd teach you something I couldn't do. Here, watch me do it first. Okay. They all nodded and Naruto walked over to a tree and started to walk up it to about a tenth of the way up. He looked at the look on their faces and was proud. See. Now all you have to do is concentrate chakra to your feet and make sure it's enough to stick, but not too much where you get pushed off. Now do you have any kunai? They all shook their heads. Then Naruto heard someone come up from behind him and 3 kunai shot out of the tree and stuck to the ground in front of the 3 young ones. Who's there? Naruto yelled. You should nt worry about who I am, but what I want. A rain nin stepped out into view. Naruto gave the look as if to continue. I want the scroll of forbidden jutsus and I've heard that you've gotten it once before, so you should be able to get it again, right? What makes you think that it'll help you out, Naruto asked. I am beyond your level, you don't have a chance, plus I have those 3 as targets, the rain nin said as he pointed at Konohamaru and the others. Well, what do you want from the scroll? Naruto asked cynically. Isn't it obvious I want the power from within it? Once I have it, it'll be the most powerful ninja of all time, the rain nin said confidently. Naruto hummed as if contemplating things. I am sorry, but I won't help you. I am sorry you feel the way you do. I thought you were different from Mizuki-sensei, he said. The rain nin's feature says that he was shocked at Naruto's response. What do you mean by that? The rain nin spoke incredulously. When you saved me from Mizuki-sensei, I had assumed it was to save me, not try and get the scroll for yourself. Naruto said in a cold demeanor. The rain nin now knew his suspicions were correct and didn't know what to do to defuse this situation. He did the first thing that came to mind. He released the henge. He looked at the 3 young ones and saw that their faces showed signs of betrayal. Iruka looked downhearted. How did this get so complicated? Now I'll probably never get any of their trust back. He looked at Naruto again, and if the sunglasses weren't in the way he would probably see fury in his eyes. He thought some more and could not think of any way to get Naruto to trust him besides become Naruto's prisoner and go see the Hokage, but that wouldn't look too good. The only thing left was to try to reason with Naruto. Naruto, you see there is a reasonable explanation for this, Iruka pleaded. Naruto thought for a second and motioned for Iruka to continue. You see, I was supposed to test you to see if you were ready for the Chunin exams as well as the other 8 newly appointed genin, Iruka pleaded. Naruto was going to say something, but a voice from within stopped him. He's telling the truth. Kyuubi told him matter-of-factly. How can you be so sure? Naruto asked, uncertain. His heart rate when someone lies, their heart beats faster, thus proving that he is in fact not lying, Kyuubi said. Naruto took this into thought for a second and decided to test it, focusing on hearing. He started to hear Iruka's heart. Iruka-sensei, I want you to prove to me that you aren't lying. Iruka looked a little confused at Naruto's statement. Naruto continued, I want you to tell me that I hate ramen. Iruka was completely thrown off at Naruto's request, but if it was to prove he wasn't lying. Naruto, you do not like ramen. Iruka said, confusion evident in his voice. Naruto heard Iruka's heart quicken its pace and then slowed down again. You were right, Kyuubi, that's pretty cool. Naruto said to Kyuubi. It can be pretty useful when you think about it, Kyuubi said. So what did this test tell you? Naruto asked. Iruka sighed in relief, realizing that Naruto believed him, which made him very happy. He looked over at the 3 little ones and didn't like what he saw. They still didn't believe him. This saddened him a bit. Well, actually it showed me that you are indeed ready for the Chunin exams, but how did you know it was me? Iruka asked. Naruto looked at the ground where the 3 kunai were and picked them all up and handed one to each of the little ones. Well, actually it was your smell, Naruto had said. Iruka looked dumbfounded. Okay guys, and Moegi, generate chakra to your feet and try the tree climbing exercise. Naruto said casually. He watched them mold chakra to their feet and run towards the trees they chose. Konohamaru, that is a big name, had taken 2 steps and had fallen right on his butt. Udon had taken 5 steps before he fell, but he recomposed himself and landed on his feet, and Moegi had gotten extremely higher. She had gotten to where Naruto had showed them and due to lack of chakra had fallen. From the distance Moegi had gotten up to. It looked like she could get hurt, so Naruto jumped over to her tree and caught her before she hit the ground and hurt herself. You okay? he asked a blushing Moegi. Yes, thank you Naruto-ni-chan, the blushing Moegi said. Naruto put Moegi down and looked at the marks they had made on the tree. Moegi was the highest, while Udon's mark was about 9 feet off the ground and Konohamaru's was 4 feet off the ground. At least he got higher than me on my first try, thought Naruto. Naruto looked at Iruka and it looked like he was contemplating something. So what do you think for their first try? Naruto asked Iruka. Iruka looked at Naruto, then the 3 little ones, and then the marks. Well, considering their age, I'd have to say they did really good. Iruka said, they are going to have to increase their chakra supply in order to get higher. But I am pretty sure out of everyone else their age, I'd say they could do it. After Iruka said that, they heard someone scoff at that comment. When they turned around they saw 2 people standing there. One was an adult male and the other was a young female no older than 7. The man wore a cream-colored yukata and had long black hair, and the young girl wore a faded purple ninja training outfit and she had long black hair. Have you guessed yet? The thing that really set them apart from others had to be their eyes. They were the color of lavender, but only if you were close, otherwise they would look like they were pure white. The one that scoffed was the male. If you think those children will be better than my daughter, then you are sadly mistaken, Hiyashi said nonchalantly. Iruka had fear written all over his face. Hiyashi took note of this and when he looked at Naruto he didn't get such a reaction. The boys stood there indifferently. Hiyashi looked at the kids and took note that they were fairly angered. Hey weird eyes, you can't know your daughter is better than us, Konohamaru said angrily. Iruka ran over and clasped a hand over the infuriated 8-year-old. Iruka was going to ask for his apologies, but Hiyashi just waved it off as if it were nothing. The Hyugas are the best clan in Konoha. Our children are taught chakra control techniques at an early age so they can master Jiyuken at a young age, Hiyashi said casually. So Hanabi here is well adept at things such as tree climbing and such, he said with pride. Bullshit. Konohamaru yelled out. I say she is worse than me. You just want to increase your ego, Konohamaru said confidently. Ha. Hanabi probably has the best chakra control of all of you, Hiyashi said just as confidently as Konohamaru. Hey little kid, here's a chance to test yourself, Kyuubi told Naruto. I guess so. You think I can beat her? Naruto asked. I'd say you have a really good chance. Your control is probably at that of a rookie Junin, Kyuubi said. If you think that, then a little wager wouldn't bother you, would it? Naruto asked. Iruka and Hiyashi were both quite shocked that Naruto had just proposed a bet with a Hyuga. Fine, if that is what you want. What are your terms? Hiyashi asked, disbelief evident in his voice. I will be the one to participate for my team, and if I win then little Hanabi can help Konohamaru and the rest with their control, and who knows, maybe they could become friends, Naruto suggested. Hey fine, and if Hanabi wins you will be her fighting post to test her Jiyuken. Do we have an agreement? Hiyashi asked. Sure, sounds fine. Now then I guess since you issued the challenge you get to pick the contest, Naruto said. Ho ho ho. This sounds interesting. I've never seen a challenge of chakra control before, the Hokage said as he stepped out into the open. All eyes were on him as he came into view. It would seem there is quite an audience here to see this, the Hokage said as he gestured something towards the trees. Just then Kakashi, Sasuke, and Ebisu jumped out of the trees. Well then I guess you guys should start this contest, the Hokage suggested. Hey. Okay, the contest will be quite simple. All you have to do is walk up 2 steps and jump to another tree and then walk 2 more steps and continue until you lose control, and if you make it to the top do it over just going downwards and keep up until you fall, understand? Hiyashi explained. Naruto nodded and said. Ladies first. After Naruto said that, Hanabi walked up to the tree and gathered chakra and took 2 steps on the tree and then jumped to another tree. She proceeded up the tree in the same manner until she made it to the top, and then she turned around and started heading down the same way. Everyone stared in awe at what a young girl was doing except Hiyashi and Naruto. Hanabi made it to the bottom of the tree and she once again turned and took 2 steps. When she jumped she didn't gather enough chakra and didn't stick and she fell. She would have landed on her butt if Konohamaru hadn't caught her the same way Naruto had caught Moegi. Konohamaru put the now blushing Hanabi on her feet and Hiyashi ahemed and spoke. Hanabi made it to the top, back down, and 2 steps. It's your turn, let us see if you can do any better, Hiyashi said. 3 people there had actually guessed Hiyashi's intentions with this bet, and Naruto himself was quite skeptical about this wager as well. The 3 that guessed his intentions were the Hokage, Kakashi, and Ebisu. It had been clear when Kyuubi was sealed Hiyashi was quite skeptical that any ninja had the ability to handle a Ukai of such a high caliber. The only people who he told, however, were only the higher level ninjas and the Hokage, as to not cause a panic. This was his chance to see how well the kid handled his chakra, as it could be dangerous if he wasn't in complete control. Hiyashi was one of the ones who had actually accepted Naruto for what he was, a hero. No one else has such a burden as him and there has been no problems with him, so there was no reason to be mean to Naruto. Granted, he hadn't told Hinata or Hanabi, but at least no hate for the boy was transferred onto them like the rest of the kids. Naruto was skeptical about this whole bet because even though Hiyashi had made his side of the bet so cruel, Naruto could not sense any hate from Hiyashi. Instead, he only felt kindness, which was rare from any adult. He really didn't understand the whole thing to its fullest like he wanted, but he wasn't one to complain about someone being kind to him. He walked up to the tree. When he got there, he heard 2 more sets of feet land into the area. He turned to look at the newcomers. It was Kurenai and Asuma. "Hey Kakashi, what's the big idea? We had plans, are you skipping out on us?" Kurenai practically yelled. Kakashi looked at Kurenai and Asuma, then back at Naruto, and gave his reply. "I am not skipping out, it's just this came up and I wanted to see how it would turn out," Kakashi said unemotionally. Kurenai and Asuma looked around and realized they had interrupted something pretty important if the Hokage was there. Then they looked to see what was the center of attention, and when they realized it had something to do with Naruto, they were quite interested. "Sorry Naruto, please continue. Remember up, down, and just land the next jump and you win," Kakashi added. Naruto nodded and looked back at the tree and started walking up it. He got 2 steps and jumped as he was supposed to. He adjusted to land as he was supposed to, and as he touched the tree he took 2 more steps. After Naruto made his first jump, everyone let out the breath they didn't know they were holding. Everyone except Hanabi and Sasuke. Sasuke was infuriated that the Dobi could do something that he probably couldn't, and it was getting on his nerves. Hanabi was wondering why her father was so intent with how Naruto was doing, but she pushed on grounds that he was worried about losing. Naruto continued up the tree as he was supposed to. When he got to the top, he turned and he just stood there looking down. When everyone saw this, they were confused and wondered why he stopped. "Am I supposed to see doubles of everything?" asked Naruto. "No, someone must be performing a genjutsu on you. Look for someone who is still holding a seal," Kyuubi said to Naruto. Naruto did as he was told and looked at all the people down on the ground. As best as he could tell from the double people, no one was holding a seal. He would have just continued if he could tell where to step and not. But that's not the case. The genjutsu was just too confusing, so he just stood there looking around in the trees trying to find the culprit of his vision dilemma. Everyone was very confused that Naruto had stopped since he was doing very well. When they saw him looking around in the trees, they were then worried a little. Hiyashi got what Naruto was doing and activated his Byakugan and took a look at Naruto, and true to his suspicions, there was a genjutsu placed on him. But that's not all he noticed. Naruto himself was gathering chakra to his eyes. He decided to find out later about Naruto's chakra. First things first, the genjutsu. "Hokage-sama," Hiyashi whispered, hardly able to be heard. All the Junins and the Hokage looked at Hiyashi. There has been a genjutsu placed on Naruto. That made all the Junin tentative. They started looking around the place and Hiyashi looked further until he found the offender. He deactivated his eyes, and when everyone looked at him, they all had the same thing written on their face: confusion. Then he spoke again. "Naruto, can you continue?" Hiyashi asked. All the Junins there looked shocked. The Hokage understood what it was and he had to hope Naruto understood. Naruto, still in the tree, heard Hiyashi announce it was a genjutsu. Now Hiyashi was asking if he could continue. Why did he say that if he knows I am being affected by genjutsu? Naruto asked Kyuubi. He wants to prove something to the offender. It's probably someone who thinks they can get good favors for messing you up. Kyuubi said, but still, why isn't he stopping them from the genjutsu? Instead he's letting me. Oh, I see. Thanks Kyuubi, Naruto said, and tried to look at the real Hiyashi and said, hey, yeah, I was just admiring the sights from up here. Of course Naruto lied. Hiyashi and the Hokage both had a smug smile on their face, and the other Junin had no choice but to trust their judgment. Of course they were still a little worried about Naruto completing this. As it is, it was hard enough, and now he has a genjutsu placed on him. What will you do, Naruto? Was on every Junin's, Hiyashi, and the Hokage's mind, as well as Naruto's. Naruto looked at the tree he was standing on and took his 2 steps. That was the easy part. The tree jumping would be a million times harder. Naruto looked at the tree, which of course looked like 2 trees, and if he were to jump and miss he would lose the bet. In situations like this your eyes can hurt you. You should feel for the tree. Kyuubi commented in his head. And how do you suppose I do that? Naruto asked. I guess I can give you something else. I was gonna give it to you later, but now is a good time. Now this is gonna hurt a bit, hold it in or they might get suspicious. Kyuubi said, and true to Kyuubi's word, it hurt a lot. Naruto winced as pain filled his entire body, and then nothing. Now then, this might be difficult, but you're gonna need to be a quick study. You need to feel your surroundings, just concentrate on everything and you'll see true. Naruto didn't quite get what the hell Kyuubi was talking about. but attempted it anyway as his focus went to the entire area. His vision changed and he grew extremely nauseous for a couple of seconds. As he started feeling better, he got even more confused as he could see anywhere he wanted and it was red, yet no matter where he looked by feeling he could still see in front of him what he would normally see. When he closed his eyes he could still see what he was feeling. Okay, that is just awesome, Naruto thought to Kyuubi and got a knowing laugh in return. This happened in like a minute. Naruto opened his eyes and focused in front of him. Now instead of the 2 trees he saw before, there were 3 trees, except one tree was red and the others were regular. In the crowd below everyone was wondering why he had just stopped. The Junins chalked it up to the effects of the genjutsu. Naruto decided that the red one was real and the others were fake, so it was a leap of faith. Naruto jumped. The Junins immediately held their breath and then they released it as they saw he made it. Hiyashi activated his Byakugan just to see if the genjutsu was still active. He saw that it was and he looked at the Hokage, who had the look of "is it?" on his face. Hiyashi just nodded and they both looked back at Naruto and saw him proceeding in the same manner he was before. Naruto was feeling good about himself. He was back on track. The only bad thing was that his knee pads kept digging into his legs. Damn, my legs are hurting, Naruto said. Didn't you read about a seal that increases the weight of an object in that book you bought? Kyuubi asked. Naruto was pretty sure he had. Only one thing to do was look. He pulled out his book and scanned through it looking for the seal while still going down the tree without missing a beat thanks to his new ability. Granted, it was a little frustrating with the genjutsu, but he worked around that. The people on the ground had their eyes wide and jaws hung as Naruto was skimming a book while walking down a tree and jumping as he was supposed to. Everyone who knew him stared at Kakashi as if asking him for an explanation. Kakashi looked at the stairs and just shrugged. All their stares broke when they heard Naruto. Aha, there is one for what I need, Naruto yelled. Everyone but Sasuke's sweat dropped. Sasuke was pissed beyond belief. Here was Adobe doing something he should be able to do and can't. Naruto made it to the bottom still reading his book as he turned around and started back up, completely forgetting this wasn't a normal day activity. He got the first jump and kept going. Everyone visibly sweat dropped as they realized Naruto forgot that all he needed to do was accomplish the first jump back up. Hiyashi decided it was time to end this. Alright Naruto, you don't need to humiliate my daughter as well, Hiyashi said, his tone betraying his words. Naruto looked confused. Huh? How am I humiliating your daughter? Naruto asked dumbly, then he realized what he was doing. Oh he's sorry, I was caught up reading something. Naruto then folded the top corner of the page he was on and put it in his pouch. Naruto released his chakra and landed on the ground as graceful as a cat. So I guess Hanabi will help Konohamaru and his group as we agreed upon? Naruto asked. Hiyashi nodded and said, yes, but first a few things. First I want to apologize. Naruto looked confused and asked. Apologize for what? Naruto asked. Naruto wasn't the only one confused because everyone was confused as to why Hiyashi was to apologize. Apologize for a member of my clan's unsportsmanlike behavior. I assure you he will be reprimanded immediately. Then Hiyashi glared into the trees, and just as he glared, Naruto's vision returned to normal, so he stopped his feeling and another Hyuga jumped into the group, kneeling right in front of Hiyashi. Explain yourself. Hiyashi practically growled. What made you risk the Hyuga honor by using a genjutsu on Naruto? All the kids in Iruka except Naruto were shocked at hearing that Naruto had won even with genjutsu against him. Sasuke scowled and Hanabi hung her head low. Neither of these actions were overlooked by Hiyashi. I couldn't let the Hyuga name be tarnished by someone like him, the unnamed Hyuga said as he gave a disgusted look at Naruto. It was the same look the rest of the villagers gave Naruto. Naruto just looked away from the unnamed Hyuga. No one missed the look that the Hyuga gave Naruto. So you would rather make us look bad by cheating, Hiyashi said. He didn't want to assault the man about the glare because of the kid's presence. No one would have known, only us Hyuga, the unnamed Hyuga said. And what made you think I'd allow it? No, there is a worse matter at hand. You put a genjutsu on Naruto, Hiyashi said. And? The unnamed Hyuga asked, defiance in his voice. Hanabi lost, while her opponent was being influenced by a genjutsu. How do you think that makes her feel? Hiyashi spat at the Hyuga. She wouldn't have lost had it not been for. The Hyuga never finished as he was knocked out by the Hokage. All the children looked at the Hokage with a questioning gaze. He will be dealt with by me, as I, Hokage of Konoha, had sponsored this contest and he interfered. Congratulations Naruto. With that the Hokage picked up the offending Hyuga and vanished with a puff of smoke. Seeing as the contest was over, the Junin decided it was time for their prior arrangements to be attended to and they too were gone in smoke. Iruka had yet to finish the test of all the rookie genins and decided he should get to it before it gets too late. Hiyashi went over to Hanabi and Ebisu went over to Konohamaru. Naruto was heading over to the little kids and talk to them, but he was intercepted by Sasuke. Okay Dobi, where did you learn to get better chakra control? Sasuke asked, extremely annoyed. I decided it was time to get better, so I asked someone extremely strong to help me, Naruto said, getting annoyed by Sasuke bothering him. Sasuke grabbed Naruto by the vest and started questioning him. Okay Naruto, who is this person and where can I find him? If he was able to teach a Dobi like you in chakra control in such a short time, he can most definitely help me become strong enough to kill my brother, Sasuke said the last part in sort of a growl. Hey sorry Sasuke, I can't tell you who's been helping me, he told me not to tell anyone, and besides you seem to have Kakashi's undivided attention, you shouldn't need any other help than his, Naruto said as he released himself from Sasuke. Fine, Sasuke huffed and jumped through the trees to another training area preparing for the Chunin exams. Naruto continued to the children where he heard Hiyashi tell Hanabi something. Naruto would have won either way, so don't be upset. In all of this you will be given a chance to interact more with kids your own age, which could help you more than training with me all the time, Hiyashi reassured his daughter. Naruto made it to Konohamaru and the others, and Ebisu decided to say something finally. You shouldn't bother yourself training these guys. You should train your own skills for the Chunin exams, which is in less than a week. I'll take it where you left off. Ebisu had accepted Naruto after seeing a change in Konohamaru's attitude. Hiyashi and Hanabi decided to come at that time. I agree with Ebisu sensei, you should try and improve as much as possible, Hiyashi said to Naruto and then turned to Ebisu. If you are going to train them instead of Naruto, then I entrust my daughter's teaching to you so she can learn alongside them, as per my arrangement with Naruto. Ebisu nodded as Hanabi walked to the group of kids to introduce herself properly. Hiyashi then turned back to Naruto and said, you should get to training, and then he walked away. Naruto followed suit and went to his apartment. When Naruto got to his apartment, he decided it was time for some little modifications and started to work until the Kyuubi's voice came into play. I have something else to teach you, little kid. It's an alteration to your fire technique I taught you. Just very much harder to do. I am listening, Naruto said, giving his full attention to Kyuubi. Okay, same concept, concentrate to your hand, but instead of just compressing it you'll have to release it then compress it, the Kyuubi said, and then Naruto attempted it, and when he did a surge of electricity came from his hand for a split second before it disappeared. Naruto was amazed. Since it's electricity instead of fire, it will fluctuate more rapidly, so control will be extremely difficult. Naruto just nodded his head, he was pretty much dumbfounded. He shook it off fairly quickly and went back to modifying. Day of the exam. It was the day of the exam. Everyone was training the whole time before the exam so they could be ready for whatever the exam threw at them. Sakura and Sasuke were waiting outside the academy for Naruto. Hey, I guess the Dobi got scared, Sasuke said as he started heading for the academy. Sakura stalled a second, she looked around once before she decided to follow Sasuke into the academy. Sakura and Sasuke were heading down the corridor of the second floor until they came up to a huge crowd outside of the supposed room 301. They looked at each other, confirming that it was indeed a genjutsu, and started walking to the crowd. They made it to the crowd just in time to see a boy in a green training outfit and a girl wearing a pink Chinese shirt and dark blue pants that go down to about mid-calf get knocked back into what seemed to be their other teammate. If that's all you got, you might as well just quit this exam while you can, said one of the people who knocked the guy and girl back. The two people who got knocked back got up and the girl spoke. Please let us through, the girl said, pleading to the boys who were blocking their path. You should be thanking us, we are weeding out those who don't have a chance in this exam, one of the boys said. Sasuke and Sakura walked up to the front of the crowd where all this was happening. Sasuke spoke up first. You will let us pass, Sasuke said arrogantly, and you should remove the genjutsu. After he said those words, everyone there was murmuring things such as, what does he mean? Sasuke looked at Sakura as if telling her to continue. Yes, this is the second floor, we are going to the third, Sakura said proudly. Just then the genjutsu released to reveal that it was indeed room 201 instead of 301. One of the boys smirked at their cleverness and said, you merely saw through it, he said as he thrust his foot for a sidekick. Sasuke saw this and also did the same. As their feet drew closer they saw a green blur, and the boy who got knocked back earlier was now holding both their legs as if it were nothing. Then he released their legs and sighed in relief. Sasuke looked at the boy and girl and saw that they were unharmed. The other member of their team, which could be identified as a Hyuga, decided there was something to say. What happened to the plan? You were the one that said we should make ourselves known, Neji said. Lee looked over to Sakura and started heading over to her while Tenten was shaking her head and mumbling, oh no. Hello, I am Rock Lee. Let's go out. I'll protect you until I die, Lee said as he smiled and his tooth gave a ping. Sakura looked disgusted and said, no way, you're lame, she said, still disgusted. Lee's head drooped as he walked over to the wall downhearted and started pounding his head into it. Neji looked over at Sasuke and called out. Hey, what's your name? Neji asked Sasuke. Sasuke's arrogant reply was. If you want someone else's name you should give yours first, Sasuke said as he was now totally facing Neji. You're a rookie, right? How old are you? Neji asked. I am not obliged to tell you anything, Sasuke said. Meanwhile Tenten was scanning around the crowd looking for something and she decided to just ask. Where is your other teammate? She asked. This caught everyone's attention and they also started looking. Thinking he was just overlooked, Sasuke looked at her and was thinking for a second. He decided not to show, so we decided to do it by ourselves, Sasuke stated coolly. After Sasuke's statement everyone stopped looking and started looking at the Uchiha as if he was crazy. Hey, that'll show you. You can't participate in the exams unless you're in a team of 3, Neji stated calmly as if it was common knowledge. Sasuke and Sakura were struck by this information. Sasuke was growing pissed until he heard a voice come from behind him. Then I guess it's a good thing that I decided to come then, Naruto said calmly. Everyone looked at the newcomer and were a little shocked. Naruto stood there wearing black boots, a pair of black pants, a dark red long-sleeve shirt, a sleeveless black jacket, and his fingerless gloves. His shirt sleeves were rolled up to just under his elbow and he wore his weapons pouch mid-thigh and red bandages went from underneath the boots to mid-calf. He had a piece of metal attached to each shoulder of the jacket, each glove, and the outside sides of each boot. He still wore sunglasses and he still used his forehead protector as a belt. Everyone seemed interested and some girls thought he was appealing. Naruto walked up to the group casually and stopped to assess the situation. So where were you, Dobi? Sasuke asked Naruto. Neji and Lee both took this chance to size up the newcomer. Naruto looked at Sasuke and then just walked past the group of gathered ninjas towards his destination. Answer me, Sasuke yelled as he grabbed Naruto's arm. That was the worst thing the Uchiha could have done because as he touched Naruto he was shocked enough to be stunned by the contact. What the hell was that? Sasuke asked, still stunned by the contact. It was static electricity I gathered during my training this morning, Naruto calmly said as he continued on his path to his destination. Sakura and Sasuke decided it best to follow Naruto as to get there on time. Hey Lee, let's get going, Tenten said. Lee looked at her and then back at Team 7 and gave his reply. You guys go ahead, I want to test something, Lee said and started heading in the direction that Team 7 went. He got the balcony of a lobby and called out, hey, guy with the dark eyes. They all looked up to see the boy they saw earlier. Sasuke gave a look as if he was listening. He was still peeved with Naruto. Sakura was disgusted and Naruto wasn't even paying attention. Will you fight me right here? Lee asked. Naruto was now interested, so he turned around and looked at Lee just as he dropped to the ground. Sasuke looked confused. A fight right now? Asked Sasuke. As he looked, Sakura's expression turned to confusion and then he looked at Naruto who looked unmoved. Hard to tell what's behind the sunglasses. He looked back at Lee. Yes, Lee said. I am Rock Lee, he said and then pointed at Sasuke. When you want to learn someone else's name you give yours first, right? Uchiha Sasuke, Lee said. Sasuke's mood had calmed down a bit. Hey, so you know? Sasuke said, putting on his calm exterior. I want to fight you. I want to test my techniques against the offspring of the genius ninja clan. Plus, Lee said and looked at Sakura, which made her shudder. Then he winked at her. Sakura flinched and then Lee blew a kiss at her. Sakura being the drama queen, she has leaned as far back as she could to dodge it, which resulted in her hitting her head on the ground. Hey, don't throw weird things, I barely escaped with my life, Sakura practically yelled. You don't have to be so mean, Lee said downhearted. Challenging me knowing the Uchiha name. Frankly, you're a fool. You're about to learn what this name means, thick brows, Sasuke said as he got into a fighting stance. Please, Lee said, I am lucky I already get to face the #1 rookie, and I'll prove myself. Guys sensei, Lee entered his preferred stance and said, I'll say this, you guys cannot beat me, because right now I am the strongest Leaf Genin. He stopped my kick with his hand. That wasn't human. I don't know what kind of ninjutsu he used, but, Sasuke thought. Sounds fun, I'll do it, Sasuke said, happy that he can show off. Sakura looked over at a clock. Sasuke, don't. Sakura exclaimed, we only have 30 minutes to get to the meeting. It'll be done in 5 minutes, Sasuke said and lunged at Lee. Naruto smirked. I get to test out my Kitsunegan. Oh yeah, kick-ass name. He's coming. Sorry guys sensei, I might need to break your rules. I may to use that move, Lee thought as Sasuke made it to right in front of Lee. Lee jumped up and announced his first move, Konoha Senpu, above. Sasuke yelled in his head. He ducked, just barely managing to dodge. When Lee hit the ground, he immediately followed through with another Konoha Senpu. Damn it, I can't dodge. I have to block it, Sasuke thought as he put his arm up to block. What? Sasuke thought as Lee's attack went through Sasuke's defenses. Sasuke was knocked back due to the force of Lee's kick. Sasuke-kun. Sakura yelled. What's going on? Sasuke thought, but he had that blocked. Sakura thought, he slipped through my guard. Was that ninjutsu or genjutsu? Sasuke thought. Naruto, who was just sitting back and watching with a smirk on his face. Basic taijutsu, thought Naruto. Sasuke staggered up and grinned. Hey, fine. This gives me a chance to practice it, Sasuke thought. Sakura at Sasuke with surprise on her face. What? No way, that's the Sharingan. When did he? Plus both eyes, Sakura thought. So that's the Sharingan. Lee thought. Now let's see how he does. Naruto thought, and then he looked at Sakura and frowned. Sakura looked at Sasuke with amazement. Wonder if she would look at me like that if I showed her my eyes, Naruto thought. Hey, she might, but are you willing to show her? I think you're hiding behind those glasses for a reason, Kyuubi said. If I have no choice, I'll show them, Naruto said, and Kyuubi just chuckled. Haha, Sasuke-kun is incredible. If this is the same advanced bloodline as Kakashi-sensei, then he can read thick brows moves. Sakura thought excitedly. Ninjutsu or genjutsu, it must be some kind of magic, I'll reveal it. Sasuke thought. Sasuke-kun is getting stronger and stronger. The Uchiha clan is great. Yeah. Sasuke-kun can't lose to this guy, Sakura thought. Sakura's face contorted from admiration to fear as Sasuke was kicked into the air by Lee. The Sharingan, Sakura thought. The Sharingan can't read it. This can't be, Sasuke thought. Lee got in a crouching position. Yes, my moves are neither ninjutsu nor genjutsu, Lee said, and then jumped up into the air and appeared parallel to the seemingly flying Sasuke. Konoha Kage Buyu. Lee called out. Sasuke's eyes widened in shock. Yes, my moves are simple taijutsu, Sasuke-kun. You may not believe it because it is so basic, but they say the Sharingan has the ability to reveal all forms of nin, gen, and taijutsu. It is true that by reading ninjutsu and genjutsu, which need chakra to be raised and seals to pre-formed, you get an advantage through the Sharingan. But taijutsu is a little different, Lee said. What do you mean? Sasuke asked. Even if you can read my movements with your eyes, your body does not have the speed to react to my taijutsu. Basically, even if you can see it, if your body can't move, then it's useless, Lee said as he released some bandages on his arm. Do you know that among strong people there are two types? One is the genius types, and the other is the hardworking types. The Sharingan that belongs to the Uchiha blood is a genius type, while I am simply a hardworking type who has mastered taijutsu. You could say my ultimate taijutsu is the worst possible matchup for your Sharingan, and I'll prove it with this technique that hard work surpasses genius, Lee said. What's he planning? Seemingly regretting accepting this challenge, a pinwheel struck Lee's bandage. That's enough, Lee. A turtle yelled out. The pinwheel was secure and pulled Lee. Lee had regained his composure and landed gracefully. What's going on? Sasuke thought as he started free falling. What's with the turtle? Naruto asked Kyuubi. It's a summoned creature. They vary in size, strength and type. His is a turtle, Kyuubi said. Really, how do I get one? Naruto asked. You have to find someone who has access to the summoning scroll and sign it, Kyuubi said. Ah, okay, Naruto said. Sasuke-kun. Sakura yelled as she ran to save Sasuke from falling on the ground. She caught him and said, Are you alright, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. He's so shaken he didn't even try to protect himself from the fall. So you were watching? Lee asked the turtle. Lee. That technique is forbidden. The turtle spoke. I am sorry, I just. Lee said, and the turtle glared at Lee. Lee then flinched. But I wasn't planning on using the other technique, Lee exclaimed. Sakura looked over at the turtle, wondering what was going on. You fool. The turtle yelled. You think you can get away with an excuse like that? You already know what it means for a ninja to reveal his special techniques, the turtle said. Yes, Lee said, head bowed. Damn, I lost to these weirdos? Sasuke thought. Are you prepared to pay? The turtle asked. Yes, Lee said. Then here comes Guy-sensei. The turtle said. Then there was a poof and smoke appeared on top of the turtle. When the smoke disappeared, a man that looked awfully similar to Lee stood posed in a very disturbing pose. Geez. You guys are the epitome of youth, Guy said as his tooth pinged. Www. He's got even thicker eyebrows, yelled Sakura. Sasuke muttered super thick. Sakura then muttered super faggy. Hey. Stop insulting Guy-sensei, Lee yelled. Lee. Guy interrupted. Oh. Yes, Lee said, but could not finish for Guy had hit Lee right across the cheek, knocking him back and drawing blood. You fool. Guy yelled. The other three had looks of shock covering their face. You were, Guy said, tears in his eyes. Sensei, Lee said, tears streaming down his face. Guy then grabbed Lee and embraced him. That's enough, Lee, you don't need to say it, Guy said as he was crying and embracing Lee. Sensei. Lee said. The three members of Team 7 all showed signs of disgust at the sight. I lost to him, Sasuke thought. Yes. This is what youth is all about, Guy said as his tears disappeared. Sensei. Lee said. It's alright, Lee, youth and mistakes go hand in hand, Guy said. You're too nice, Guy sensei. Lee said, but you did start a fight and almost broke one of my rules. Your punishment will be done after the Chunin exams, Guy said. Yes, Guy sensei, Lee said as he saluted. Stupid, Sakura said. Then Guy looked towards Team 7. Gah, he's looking this way, Sakura exclaimed. So these are Kakashi's students, Guy thought. You guys, how is Kakashi doing? Guy asked. You know Kakashi? Sasuke asked. He know him, Guy said. Sasuke looked confused, and then Sasuke blinked and Guy was gone. Guy appeared behind the team faster than Sasuke and Sakura could see. Naruto had been watching Guy and saw Guy move, but not even his Kitsunegan could see him perfectly. He's faster than my Kitsunegan can see. Naruto exclaimed in his head. You still have a ways to go. You'll naturally grow from now on. Remember, you can't improve your eyes anymore, you'll have to wait for them to naturally increase, Kyuubi said. People refer to us as eternal rivals, Guy said, shocking Sakura and Sasuke. This guy, Sasuke thought. 50 wins and 49 losses. I am stronger than Kakashi, Guy continued. No way, fast. His speed is above Kakashi's. Is he human? Sasuke questioned in his head. See. Guy sensei is awesome. Lee yelled proudly. Damn it, Sasuke thought. I am sorry about Lee. I swear to this face that it won't happen again, Guy said. Above Kakashi. Damn it. How can I become stronger if the strongest doesn't teach me? Sasuke thought. You guys and Lee should go to take your test now, Guy said as he pulled out a kunai and threw it at the pinwheel, holding Lee in place. As Lee was adjusting his bandages, he noticed that Lee's hands were all scarred up. Good luck, Lee, Guy said as he jumped away. Yes, Lee said as he fixed the bandages. You know, Sasuke-kun, I came here to test my abilities. I lied before. I am not the strongest Leaf Genin. Moreover, the strongest is most likely on my team. I entered this to beat him, and you're also one of my targets. Be prepared during the exam, Lee said, and then jumped up to the balcony. Sasuke made a fist with his hand and started to get very angry. Sakura noticed this and was about to comfort him, but Naruto decided to finally speak up and deactivate his Kitsunegan. It looks like your new Uchiha ability is useless, Naruto said calmly as he started walking to the stairs. Naruto! Sakura yelled out. Naruto stopped shy of the stairs. Goo, shut up, I'll beat him next time, Sasuke said. Hey, you just got your ass kicked, Naruto said, not even looking at him. Sasuke and Sakura were getting more and more pissed at Naruto. Stop it, Naruto! Sakura yelled out. If you were paying attention, you would have noticed his hands had dozens of scars. This means he's been training harder and longer than you. You need to work just as hard or you'll never beat him, Naruto stated calmly. Sasuke's eyes widened in realization and his hand relaxed a bit. Sasuke-kun, Sakura thought. Sasuke then gripped his hand. Sounds fun, Sasuke thought. PFT. This thing is getting fun. This Chunin exam, let's go, Sasuke announced. They all then headed to the third floor to room 301. When they got to the hall, they saw Kakashi leaning against the wall next to the door. Sakura also came. So you guys are officially ready to take the test, Kakashi said, looking up from his book. Why didn't you tell us that we needed to do this as a team, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. I didn't want any one of you to force another into taking this exam, Kakashi said, but you guys all came of your own free will, so go, my proud team, Kakashi said as he ushered the genin into the room. When they all entered, they were shocked. The room was full of various people from many different villages. So many people are here, Sakura thought. Her days, however, was short-lived as a blonde-haired girl jumped onto Sasuke. Sasuke-kun! Ino yelled as she clung to Sasuke. You were late. I was worried. I haven't seen you in a long time, so I have been waiting in anticipation, Ino said. Naruto took this time to wander over to a wall and lean on it. Get away from Sasuke-kun, Ino pig! Sakura yelled. Ino looked over to Sakura. Ah, Sakura, you here too? I see you have your big forehead as well, Ino said. Sakura got really pissed at that comment. What did you say? Sakura yelled, popping a few veins in her head. Just then Choji and Shikamaru walked up to the group. You guys are taking this stupid exam too? Shikamaru said while Choji was eating chips and Sakura and Ino were shouting insults at each other. Then Kiba's team approached the fray. Yahoo! I found you! Kiba yelled as him and his team approached. Naruto just stood against the wall. I wonder if anyone even knows I am here, Naruto said in his mind. You look a lot different than you usually do. So probably they wouldn't recognize you, Kyuubi said, and so have it. Everyone from Team 8 and 10 were looking around. Kiba was the first to say anything. Where's the loudmouth? Kiba asked. Shino and Shikamaru stopped looking when they saw that he was standing against the wall. Of course they barely recognized him. He's right there, Sasuke said as he pointed at Naruto and used this chance to escape from Ino. Everyone that wasn't looking at Naruto looked at him, then and they were all shocked. Shino didn't show anything on the outside, but was still shocked. Everyone else showed severe signs of shock. Hinata of course was blushing, except this time it was a lot more than usual. Ino was thinking that Naruto looked almost as good as Sasuke. Shikamaru and Choji were mildly interested, but interested nonetheless. Kiba was the most intrigued and he voiced his opinion. So the Dobi decided to change for the exam. This is a ninja exam, not a fashion show, Kiba said and started laughing. I am sorry Naruto-kun. Kiba-kun didn't mean that, Hinata said in her shy and timid type of way. You don't seem worried about this exam, Kiba, Sasuke said. We did a lot of training, we won't lose to you, Kiba arrogantly said. Hey, you guys should be more quiet, a white-haired guy with glasses said, henceforth known as Kabuto. You guys are the rookies straight out of the academy, right? Acting like schoolgirls, geez. This isn't a stroll in the park, you know. At this Hinata blushed a bit. Wonder what she just thought about. This however didn't go unnoticed by Naruto and her teammates. And who are you? Ino took it upon herself to ask. I am Kabuto, but you shouldn't worry about who I am, take a look behind you. Kabuto said. Everyone looked behind them except Naruto. They saw 3 rain nins looking as if they were ready to kill someone. Those are ninjas from Hidden Rain. They have short tempers, Kabuto said with a smirk. Everyone else showed signs of nervousness. Then Kabuto continued. Everyone is nervous about this exam. Quiet down before you cause a scene. Well, I can't blame you. You're clueless rookies. You remind me of how I used to be, Kabuto said. Kabuto, is this your second time? Sakura asked. No. This is my 7th time. This exam is held twice a year, so this is my 4th year, Kabuto said calmly. So you must know a lot about this exam then? Sakura asked. That's right, Kabuto said. Just for you, I'll share some info. With these nin info cards, everyone had a clueless expression, so Kabuto explained. These cards hold information about anything I've learned in the last 4 years. Right now they're blank. But when I add chakra, he said as he put chakra into the card and information appeared. This card shows how many people are participating this year. Do you have cards on individual people? Sasuke asked. Yes, I do, just give me any information about them and I'll look for them, Kabuto said. Rock Lee of Konoha and his teammates, Sasuke said. Oh, you have a name, that's good, let's see, Kabuto said and swung his hand over his deck of cards and pulled out 3 cards. Teams are organized together in his deck, and then he focused chakra into them. Let's see. They're a year older than you and this is their first time taking this test. Rock Lee made himself known last year as an excellent ninja. His taijutsu is outstanding, the rest isn't anything impressive. Tenten is one of the top kunoichi in Konoha, her weapon skill is quite impressive and her other skills are average. And the last of the team is Hyuga Neji. Hinata visibly paled and again only 3 people noticed. Hyuga must be related and it seems they're on bad terms, Naruto thought. Kabuto continued. He is last year's #1 rookie, excellent taijutsu, and as a member of the Hyuga clan possesses the Byakugan, leaf, rain, sand, grass, waterfall, and sound. Many great ninja come from these great villages to take the exam. Sound was created just last year, so there isn't that much info, but the rest of the villages are filled with talented youngsters, Kabuto said. Makes you lose your confidence, Hinata said with a stutter. So, basically all these people are, Sakura questioned. Yes, like Lee and his team. They are the top genin from the various countries, Kabuto finished. All around the room all eyes were on the rookies. Gaara's team, Lee's team, and the Lone Sound team were the most interested. It looks like he made it after all, Konkuro said. Gaara only gave a sadistic smile. Looks like they still want some. Maybe you should have knocked more sense into them, Neji spoke. So that kid thinks our village is insignificant, does he? Dosu said, bandaged sound dude. I say we play with him, Zaku said, spiky-haired sound dude. Hee good idea, let's help him to improve his data. Sound nins are vicious, Dosu said. The 3 hidden sounds leapt off their seats and rushed the leaf genins. Kabuto and Naruto noticed the sound nins approach and watched closely. As the sound nins got closer, Zaku jumped into the air and threw 2 kunai at Kabuto, which were easily dodged. Then Dosu got right up in front of him and swung his arm at Kabuto. Kabuto once again dodged it completely. He dodged it, Sakura thought. Good speed, Sasuke thought. And then Kabuto's glasses broke, which put everyone into shock except Naruto. I see. That kind of attack, thought Kabuto. What was that noise? Naruto asked Kyuubi. That ninja used that thing on his wrist to magnify the vibration to injure his opponent, Kyuubi said. Naruto looked around at the confused faces. How come no one else heard it? Naruto asked. Because it is not supposed to be heard, it just makes the eardrum vibrate with so much intensity it injures it. You only heard it because of your improved hearing, which will also help you if you fight him, Kyuubi said. How? Naruto asked. That's something you have to figure out, Kyuubi said with a chuckle. What happened? He dodged that? Sasuke asked. It must have glanced his nose. That's what you get for acting like a big shot, Shikamaru said. Just then Kabuto's world went vertigo and he puked. Everyone looked on, confusion evident in their stares. Kabuto-san. Sakura yelled and ran over to help him. Everyone was thinking the same thing. He dodged it, so why? Then a huge blast of smoke filled the entrance and there stood a bunch of chunin with a man in a trench coat leading the group. Quiet down, you worthless bastards, yelled the man in the trench coat, henceforth known as Ibiki. Thanks for waiting. I am Morino Ibiki, the examiner for the first test. Almost all the people were scared at the sight of him. You sound guys, stop doing as you please. Do you already wish to fail? Ibiki stated. Sorry, this is our first time, we kinda got excited, Dosu explained. I'll say this, there will be no fighting unless the instructor says so. Do I make myself clear? Ibiki said in a very intimidating voice. Most people nodded. Good. Now instead of where you are sitting now, you will pick up a number and then sit there. Then I will hand out your test, Ibiki said. Sakura then looked at Naruto. This is not a good test for him, Sakura thought. Everyone got their number and sat down in their assigned seats and received their tests. Naruto looked disappointed. Naruto-kun. Hinata said. Hi Hinata. What's up? Naruto said. He didn't even notice it was her sitting there because he wasn't paying attention. Let's do our best, Hinata said as she smiled and of course blushed. Yeah, good luck, Naruto said to help encourage her as he smiled back. Okay, listen up and listen good. I am going to explain the rules. No questions allowed. You will start this exam with 10 points. Every question you get wrong you lose a point. There are 10 questions on this test. Next, this is a team test, so how good you do is determined by your team's total score. So each team will see how much of the initial 30 points they start with they can keep. Sakura slammed her head into the desk. Now before anyone thinks to question this, just listen. The next rule and most important rule, anyone caught doing sneaky activities, like cheating, by one of the testing officials, you will lose 2 points for every offense. So some will be kicked out of this exam before it is finished. Know that the pathetic ones who get caught cheating are destroying themselves. You are ninjas who are trying to obtain the rank of Chunin, so be proud, ninja. Ibiki said. Okay, it's okay. Even if Naruto doesn't get any points, Sasuke and I will just cover him. Sakura thought. Last rule. Anyone who loses all their points or fails to answer a question right, will be failed along with their 2 teammates. Ibiki finished. Sakura and Sasuke immediately went from calm to a weird new feeling of shock, confusion, and anger all rolled into one. Now then, the test will be 1 hour. The 10th question will be given out 15 minutes before the end of the test, so you have 45 minutes for the first 9 questions. Begin. And then it all started. This could be very bad. Naruto, please just don't get 0 points, thought Sakura. Contrary to what Sakura and Sasuke would have thought, Naruto was the calmest person in the room. Yo, hey Kyuubi, can you help me with these questions? Naruto asked Kyuubi in his head. Hey, no problem, this should be easy, Kyuubi said, and then Naruto started the test and 3 minutes later he finished. Thanks Kyuubi, Naruto thought. Ibiki and all the Chunin examiners were completely surprised that Naruto had completed all 9 questions in 3 minutes. Hinata was just as surprised. She was gonna help Naruto cheat and hopefully get him to like her more. But he had done it himself. Naruto had caught Hinata's distress and wrote something on the top corner of his paper. Naruto decided it was gonna be a long hour, so he put his head down on the left of his paper. Sakura and Sasuke both saw Naruto go through all the problems, and then write something on the top of the exam, and then lay his head down. They were confused to say the least but needed to worry about their own tests. Everyone who gathered what type of exam it was started to use anything in their capacity to cheat. Sasuke activated his Sharingan to copy someone's movements. Sakura had did it all her own, and when she was finished she got taken over by Ino. The sound nins were using the sounds of the people's writing to get the answers. Kiba used Akamaru, and Shino used his bugs. Tenten had used the old mirror trick to get her and Lee the answers they needed. Neji used his Byakugan to see through people and copy their answers. Hinata too used her Byakugan, but when she used it she saw what Naruto wrote on the top of his paper. Hinata, it's okay, you'll do just fine, but if you need any answers just copy them off of my paper. Hinata's eyes widened in shock, and when Naruto noticed this he knew she had gotten his message. He wasted no time and erased his message so no one else could read. Of what he could tell, only 4 people saw the message, one of which was Ibiki. But since he didn't do anything he figured it was alright, he just didn't want to push his luck. Needless to say, Hinata whispered a thank you to Naruto and copied his answers. Naruto had taken the rest of the time to get a lesson from Kyuubi. By the end of the 45 minutes out of the 51 original teams there was only 33 left. Naruto noted that Hinata was smiling the biggest smile he had ever seen on her, and that the rest of the rookies were still in it, as well as the Sand team, Kabuto, and Lee's team. Kankuro then entered the room and Ibiki started to talk again. Well then, now that he's done playing with his dolls we can get started, Ibiki said, taking Kankuro by surprise. We will begin the 10th question. But first I have some additional rules I must add. These will be the rules of desperation, Ibiki said. More rules, why doesn't he just give it a break? Sakura thought. Okay, first you have to decide whether you want to take it or not. If you don't wish to take it then you will lose all your points and you and your teammates will fail. What? If that is the consequence then of course, well, take it, someone yelled. Ah, but if you take it then get it wrong then you will be a genin forever, Ibiki said. What kind of rule is that? There are people here who have taken this test before. Kiba yelled. Ibiki started laughing. You guys are unlucky this year, it's my rules, but I am giving you a way out. So choose now, Ibiki said. Naruto was easily the calmest genin in the room because with his heightened senses he could tell that Ibiki was bluffing. People started giving up. After a few teams left there was only 26 remaining. Ibiki took a look around and found that there was only 2 people who were unsure of what to do, Sakura and Hinata. Sakura wasn't worried about herself, she was worried for Naruto. Hinata was worried that if she didn't get it right what her family would think. Both girls looked at Naruto to try and get a feeling of what to do, and they got their answer. Naruto was sitting there with a grin on his face like he knew something someone else didn't. So they decided that they would trust Naruto and both their doubts were gone. Ibiki knew that it was done, everyone in that room decided. So it was time to announce the 10th question. Everyone in this room has passed. Thanks for watching.